Siv, you mentioned that you don't believe that humans should be so close to one person. Now, this
Mm.
can be very contradictory to what many believe. Do you mind just expounding on that thought?
So, let me word it uh, that I believe that losing my mother has was so difficult. It is so difficult that I don't believe that humans were built to be so close to one person the way
Hmm.
we are as humans.
Hmm.
I think humans were dying at 30, 35 before antibiotics and learning about, fire and cooking things and disinfectants and antibiotics. I think we were dying at 30. I think
Hmm.
we were leaving our parents, our things earlier, when you were 10, 11, 12, 13. We're starting our own family in the distance. I think we were growing up in kraals, and it was you had three, four, five mothers who took care of you. You were breastfeeding from different breasts. So there was a love for the mother, but I don't think it was like we have now. Now you spend, I knew my mother for 38 years, 37 years, and I was her life. You know what I mean? There was nothing
Hmm.
else. Um, I think it's too painful for us it to be designed that you were supposed to be that close to one person. I think
Hmm.
even if everyone else disagrees with me, I think people who still have their mothers may not disagree with me. But once you lose your mother, you'll realize that the pain is so deep, it's so
Hmm.
bad, it's so unbelievable, it's hard to function, it's hard to live. That I can't believe we were designed to have that kind of love. Could you imagine a
Hmm.
1,000 years ago I lost my mother, and then that night I had to go catch flipping wildebeests to feed the fam.
Yeah.
There's no way I could be. There's no way I
Nah.
could be able to function. Like sitting in the corner crying for months. What? I wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to function in a world then.
Hmm.
I don't believe we're supposed to get this close to one person. I really don't. I
Hmm.
don't. I think people could think I'm a cynic, but I love my mother so much. I was obsessed with her. She was obsessed with me, and me losing her has fucked me. And that's sorry. That's the
Hmm.
only way to put it. Only way to put it
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
destroyed me. So you're trying to
Yeah.
tell me that the human mind? Okay, how about this? Everyone who's lost their mother that I talk to has the similar kind of symptoms of loneliness, a dark. It's all the same because the
Hmm.
human mind does not know how to process such a loss. So you're trying to tell me we're designed for that? No, I do not believe it. Do
Hmm.
not believe it. Do not believe it.
Siv, thanks so much for being, this vulnerable. I think it's conversations like these you don't hear very often. Siv, have you ever heard a conversation where the very thing that you just said about we're not designed to be close to one person? I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I, actually, there's a part of me that's upset with people who've lost their mother before I did. I
Hmm.
wish more people were open and spoke about it. I wish at my worst I could have been able to go, wait, I've heard this before. I
Hmm.
don't think it would have made it easier, but it would have given me a bit of a. I'm having to learn things that, you know what I mean? I wish the conversations about death, mourning, loss, um, were more you know what I mean, were talked about. Because now I have people going into my DMs going, I just lost my mother, man.
Hmm.
Like watching your process has really helped me. Thank you so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
have anyone like that. Like I had to, people started reaching out to me going, okay, cool, here it is. Let me give you some notes. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
some people have been watching the process of me losing my mother blow by blow. And when they were getting close to it, I could see people were engaging me, going, hey, my mother's on her deathbed. This is what's happening. And then we were talking, we're talking to help them. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
for me, if you're listening to this, I'm not saying our love with our parents is toxic. I'm not saying that.
Hmm.
I'm saying that with us, the way we're designed, I personally do not believe we were meant to love one person and put all our eggs in one basket the way we have, right?
Hmm.
But we have done it. We're there, right?
Hmm.
The only advice I can give anyone who loses a mother or someone very close to them is cows and buffaloes are related. They're both related.
Okay.
But naturally, cows, when there's a storm, cows run away, right, from the storm because they believe that if I get far away from it, it will last
Safer.
less time.
Okay.
But buffaloes run towards the storm.
Sure.
Now, between the two, you think to yourself, actually, the cow who runs away from it is actually better off. No.
Hmm.
When you lose someone, go into the storm, go into the darkness, go into the worst place of it, because the worst part is it gets bad here, but in the middle it gets it's empty. There's nothing. It's the center of the storm. It's just nothing. It's fine. Then you
Okay.
the back is another bad. Then you're out of the storm. But if you run,
Hmm.
it follows you, and you're always at the worst of the storm continuously, and you never get to the middle. But you're always at the worst because you're thinking you're running. For me, there's pictures all over the house of my mother.
Okay.
Everywhere I look, there's pictures of my mother because I want to be in the storm. I want to
Hmm.
be in the worst of it.
Hmm.
I want to feel the pain continuously.
Hmm.
When you pull your hamstring, you got to stretch it. It's painful, but you got to stretch it out.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us, too many of us are cows.
Hmm.
We think that if we run, do other things, that it will be better.
Yeah.
Stay in it, stay in the worst of it,
Hmm.
you know. And I
Wow.
repeat, I personally do not believe, if you ask me now, if I knew it would be this bad, would I have loved my mother as hard? I
Hmm.
think I would have prepared myself better. I think I would have
Sure.
prepared myself better
Sure.
because it hurts. It was bad, man. Oh, it's bad. It's bad, 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 bad. Like I cannot. If do you still have your parents?
So I lost my mom in 2016, and I totally resonate with Yusuf. Um, you mentioned this before, and I'm just going to share this because I think I totally resonate with this too. You mentioned that mom always told because mom always told me how great I was. It's difficult, and I had to learn to achieve for myself. When my mom passed, Siv, um, I never knew that what I was doing, all the things I was doing leading up to my mom's passing, was really for my mom to be proud of me. And when my mom passed, there was this level of apathy that I experienced where, if this doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If I do this, I do this. If I don't do this, I don't do this. There was a level of, I don't give a damn
Mhm.
after my mom passed. And I totally agree with you. I had to realize, okay, I've got to achieve for me now. And that process, it's still an ongoing process for me right now. I'm not sure how it is for Yusuf, but
Hell,
yeah, yeah.
it's hell, but it's just incomprehensible. It's just
Mm,
incomprehensible. I don't believe. Okay, so a human being does a few things easily. Let's breathe, let's eat,
mm,
and survive. That's what we do naturally.
mm.
I think we mourn, and we're built to mourn, but not the extent that we mourn, guys. I don't remember in the Bible them talking about people being able to be stuffed for decades because of a death. I don't remember that. Show me somebody in the Bible. Someone
Yeah.
show me something in historic of someone of a king losing their mother, and I don't remember. I've never seen
Mm,
people. I have friends of mine. I know people who've committed suicide when losing their mothers. Mental institutions.
mm.
The things that I don't. Maybe history didn't record it correctly, but I
Yeah.
believe. Like I'm not leaning. Like my best friend thinks she understands. Like I speak to her all the time. Bucky thinks she understands, but she has no idea.
Yeah.
She thinks she does. She thinks she does, and I always laugh at her and I go, yeah, yeah, cool, whatever, whatever. Cool, 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 whatever, whatever. When it happens to you, we'll talk. Because now I can't really talk to you. Like you think you know, but you don't.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know? And then I see people who don't have a good relationship with their parents who think it'll be easy. I'm like, no, bruh. You will mourn the relationship you could have had.
Sure. A
And then
double
you are
whammy right
equipped with
there.
regret. Then you regret. Then, then,
Mm,
then it's just regret. You know what I mean?
mm.
Then it's just like it's the same like when you go to like a restaurant and you have ribs and you eat the ribs and then you're full, then you leave half a rack at the restaurant and
I,
then you leave and then you wake up in the morning you're like, ooh, I wish I'd taken those ribs home. Then
yeah.
you like have this like regret. It's like an
Yeah.
irritating, burning sensation. Because then you're mourning the ribs and you regret leaving them there. You know what I
Mm,
mean? When
mm,
I when my mother was laying on her deathbed, I said to her, when she was laying on her mortuary, cold ice, said to her, I will not tell you I love you here. I had 37 years to do so.